Welcome everyone to the Millionaire Imprint for Women. I'm with my Rise and Be Rich team, Ahana and Daniel. Welcome to today's show, podcast, event.
Thanks, Kornelia.
Thank you.
Yes, what a great time for us to be talking about everything that's happening in the world today, all the changes that we're faced with. Even when I was thinking about announcing that, the Millionaire Imprint for Women, Rise and Be Rich, it kind of feels like kind of weird to say that right now with everything that's going on, because we can feel the changes that are happening. And that's why I'm so grateful for the topic that you're bringing to us today. And let me let the audience know, for those of you that are just tuning in and listening, today we're talking about online marketing in a changing world. And Ahana and Daniel are here to talk to us about 5 growth essentials that we need during a time of emergency. Because there's something more dangerous than the virus right now, and it is the changing market. And the question in everyone's mind is, how are we going to navigate through this change and keep building our businesses and achieve our goals when we feel many restrictions right now in the world? Because we feel the restrictions, we feel the limitations. So today on this very special episode, we're going to talk about what's changing in the marketplace that you need to be aware of, how to connect with your customers and your clients who are facing fear, which is a really big one: fear, doubt, and uncertainty. And what is the opportunity in the market right now? So what are the 5 areas that you need to up level in order to promote your business effectively in the market at this time? Right? That's what we're talking about here today, Hannah.
Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges and as well as trends that we see in the world today? And more importantly, how can we benefit from it? So not to look at it as, how we're suffering from it, but how we can actually turn it over into our advantage. And let's find out the creative solutions. Let's find out creative ways on how we can actually make it work for us. So
Yes.
Hannah, how do you see that the market is changing and why?
So it's kind of interesting, this virus has put everything on focus, but the market actually has been changing for a while. But, a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't either not aware of that change, or even if they're aware, they're not actually making those changes or writing those changes. So Daniel and I are part of this network of online marketers and entrepreneurs. It's a relatively large network. Together, it would be close to 25,000 entrepreneurs. And we can see the change happening almost every day. And we've been part of this network for about 2 years. And so we're tracking these changes in our environment, in the markets all the time. And one of the things that's been happening right now over a period of time is this massive shift in the retail industry, which is moving actually from brick and mortar to e-commerce. And it is estimated that in 2020, there'll be 2.05 billion global digital buyers. That's like 25% of our world population. Huge shift. So this
Say those numbers again. Say those numbers again. I mean, that's huge.
That's slightly over 2 billion. So 2.05 billion global digital buyers in 2020. And so this transformation, even though it's happening in the retail industry and you can see it just really fast, but it's also reflected in other industries, including services-based industry, where a lot of solo entrepreneurs and small business owners are. And in fact, with this virus in the market right now, we call it the fear virus, the virus that shall not be named. Well, you can see how easy it is for the entire society to just shift online. Whether it's working remotely, working from home, schooling from home, and therefore, of course, shopping from home. So the truth about how the market is changing now, it's kind of in our face. And as business owners, now we can't, it's almost like we can't delay or ignore shifting into this online market space. And even though the online market space gives a lot of benefits and chance for every business owner to succeed, it has also been a massive downfall for a lot of businesses because they're just not prepared for it. So most business owners are trying to venture into online marketing, but the competition online is steeper, ad rates are higher, the digital noise is getting bigger. People are changing the way they shop. They keep changing. They have a lot of choices. So getting attention is more and more difficult. So really, what this has happened is state of emergency, and it's not just the virus. Just before that as well, the fires and the floods and the tsunamis and all of that just puts us in the state of emergency to really show us where the market is going. So you really have to become aware of the market change. Then you have to learn to adapt to that and move fast, and then within it carve out your niche and succeed.
Excellent. Excellent information. Excellent explanation of what is occurring. You said a lot of things that I didn't even consider yet, that I hadn't thought about. I've been thinking about a lot of different things, but there were some things that you said that I hadn't even thought about. As far as like, this is really the switch now for us to really totally go online. And like, for instance, I saw one of the yoga studios, right? The yoga studios, they closed. So local yoga studios. And this is actually the studio that I've been asking them to go online for a while so we could do classes from home. And but they never made the switch. Now all of a sudden they got forced to close the studio. And they have memberships. They have memberships. They have memberships that people have signed up for. And so they were kind of scrambling, like, what are we going to do? But us, the entrepreneurs that have been online, that have been building our businesses online, we know what it's like to be online, right? Because this is part of our leadership in showing the role models of what it's like to live according to your true values, and also bring your business online and live the way that you want to live, right? This has all been part of our legacy, right? So I wanted to right away, support the studio with, hey, get on Zoom, get on, start recording some classes and get it out there to people. But I love how you broke it down, Ahana, and how you talk to us about what is occurring and the digital market, how that's going to be exploding, and how we should actually use this for our advantage right now. So what are some of the ways, the uncertainty in the market that's affecting our businesses, Daniel? Should we be concerned right now with what's going on?
Okay, when panic hits the market, all logic seems to go down the drain, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world today. You can see photos of empty grocery stores, panic buying in people, and we experienced that ourselves just on the weekend when we've come back from overseas. I had actually never seen that before in Australia. We got off the flight and we checked everything, and everyone just bought out everything frozen, all the toilet paper, you name it. What was interesting is when we spoke to the people at the supermarket, they had never seen it before in 10 years in Australia. So a country like Australia, which I've never seen it before growing up, we've been hit by the fear virus. And I mean, you always see that in America and everyone panic buying, but we've never seen it here before. So that's very interesting. Look, even though that is going to settle down, it's already impacted the market in a big way. So some stats on that. I'm looking at an article on CNBC. In China, they've already lost 5 million jobs in the first 2 months of 2020. All them factories that have shut. That's been a huge impact. Another article on Bloomberg was talking about the virus going global and how it's bringing the economy to a standstill. We're seeing that everywhere as well. People being told, work from home, or jobs that can't work from home. That infrastructure is obviously shutting down. Yeah. But what does that mean for you and I?
Yeah.
So we have to take our careers forward. We have to take our businesses forward. So first, we have to disengage from the panic, which is all around us, and start looking at where these opportunities are at. And that's obviously going to be online, and how we can use that to build our businesses, add revenue streams to our business, and shift that in a way that how we do business. Should we be concerned? Yes. But should we be scared? No. All we need to do is allow this to transform our business and create something that works better for the world today. And we all know that world market is essentially online. You just touched on that yourself about the yoga studios. The fact is they've had that platform there the whole time. They could have been using that online market. And I mean, that's how a lot of businesses are going to have to look at themselves. They're going to have to look at, do they have a good website? Do they have ways that people can actually buy their product online? Do they have a backup solution? Because if you're just relying on a bricks and mortar business and a way for people to actually just sit there and get your product by physically coming into you and not using an online platform, this has pretty much woken the world up. If that's the only way you're doing business, you're not going to be able to do business.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's some really powerful tips that you gave. And, the number one thing is to really stay out of fear. That really is a big, big deal, because I always tell people, identify what your fear is. I don't, a lot of people, they say, I have fear. I have fear. I have fear. So if they're just saying, I have fear, then that's what it is. But if you can identify, I'm afraid of, I'm afraid of, I'm afraid of, and identify what the fear is so that you can see it and look at it. I'm afraid of, running out of toilet paper. Seriously, right? It's like, what is this whole thing with the toilet paper?
No idea.
I've never seen it before. Like, seriously, one of the supermarket, and we had some anyway, but I mean, it was just interesting that you go shopping weekly or fortnightly, whatever it is, and people have just literally cleaned it out. So they're even stopping people when you go out of the supermarket, making sure you're only buying one toilet paper, one rice, things like that, because people have panic buyed. They've just cleaned out the stores. And they've actually had to open it up for the elderly in the morning because of people just stealing everything from the elderly people. So only the elderly are allowed to go in the first 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning. Then they're allowing everyone else to come in later on, which, yeah, for me, I've never seen that in my lifetime. So, yeah.
I talked to my brother yesterday. He has a 18-wheeler, and he lives in Florida. He has a business in Florida, and he transports Bentleys, Ferraris, cars like that from the rich. And I was contacting him yesterday to find out if his business was affected, if anything is happening in his neck of the woods. And he goes, those rich people, he goes, they're fine. They have the money, and they're just going to keep going with, transporting their cars and doing what they're doing. But I was asking him, why do you think that people are, so afraid of running out of toilet paper? And what is the whole point? He goes, I think because when people are afraid they're going to get the virus, that they have diarrhea. I mean, it's like, what is the fear behind it? Like, what is really, if we identify what the fears are, we can process them, or we can release them, or we can let them go, so that we're not acting on these fears or keeping them in our energy fields that, that are there and that are causing us panic. Right? So, okay. Wow. This is really good. So we're going to go ahead and skip this break right now. Let's just go right into segment 2 and talk about where the opportunity is within the market now that's changing so fast. Where's the opportunity to expand our business right now? And how do we market our business when the world is concerned with news around fear, or their lives are getting affected in ways that have never happened before, like you said, Daniel. So as a business owner, how does one respond to this crisis?
There was a recent post by Grant Cardone, and it said there are basically 4 responses that people are going to have during an economic crisis or crisis in general. And number 1 was the cheerleader response. I refuse to participate. The old school response is nothing has changed. Let's get back to the basics. The quitter response, there is nothing I can do. Just have to wait it out. And the last one is advance and conquer. Every resource you have goes into advance and conquer, while others contract and retreat. This is the one that we need to focus on right now. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for everyone to advance forward, use everything that we have. We have all these amazing resources at our disposal, and now it's time for us to use that and move forward and implement that into our business. In fact, this fear virus is opening up our eyes towards the opportunities that have been right in front of our faces the whole time. But because we were so conditioned in thinking about business building, marketing, and making money in them traditional ways, we just didn't see it. And even if sometimes we do become aware of it, we drag our feet to make the change. And it's only now in the world that we're actually forced to make that change. So the world is essentially becoming connected in the virtual market space. So the rules of marketing have become very different now. So you have to learn the systems of that structure, the strategies, and implement them towards your success. It also, you need to serve the people in the best way possible. And obviously that's using all these online platforms. So if you're using all these resources that are available to you, you can essentially make a quick change in your business and advance. And that's what transformation is going to help us do.
Yeah. Advance and conquer. Is
Yeah,
that what you said?
advance and conquer.
Yeah, advance and conquer. So that's what we need to do. That's what we need to focus on. And I'm challenging all of those that are out there, that are small business owners, that are entrepreneurs, that are, that are already in business, that are looking to get started in their business. Let that be the mantra. Advance and conquer. That's what we're all going to do, because out there, this is obviously, we've been restricted from the social engagement out there. Thank God for the internet. Thank God for technology, that the internet was created. And there's amazing opportunity right now for us to create some amazing connections and
Yep.
support each other, like you said, Daniel, with the resources that we already have, and be creative in our creations and financing and how we're going to support each other. That's the number one thing, don't you think?
I do, yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying then. Like, basically, we have all these things right in front of us. And I like that analogy you used about the yoga studio. There's been no reason why they couldn't have used that the whole time. It's only now that they're forced to actually do it. And all the other entrepreneurs, like you say, that have been using online, we have primarily been online with our business since 2014. And before that, we're always at the mercy of going from place to place, country to country. And that was how we're getting our work. We're doing events, we're doing workshops, and that's your only way of income. As soon as you bring yourself online, you open up not just what hours you can work, but your completely global platform that you can do business. And nothing has really changed with that. The only difference is, yes, there is more noise in the marketplace, but every business can micro niche down. So, with the business, you just need to work out what you're doing and just make sure that you use the right platforms and strategies to get your business out there.
Yeah. And really the bottom line is, don't have fear, and
No.
don't have fear in that it's not going to work, or you're not going to get it, or you're not going to be okay. Really look at it right now as being the opportunity to get your business into a sustainable living platform that's going to support you to live the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
Yep. And just like one other note on that, business isn't going anywhere. Like, business can't stop. Like, you can see that with the fact that people are still buying everything out of the supermarkets. People, when you go out and about, people are still buying things. Online sales aren't going to stop just because all of a sudden the fear virus is here. Like, if it is, it might stutter the business for a short amount of time. Use that to actually strategize and implement to come back stronger. But I mean, we have them 4 choices. So now it's time for us to just go forward and conquer, use everything we can at our disposal, and just make sure that your business doesn't get lost in all this fear.
I love that, Daniel. Now, you guys just came back from India. How
Yeah.
was it over there with the virus? I mean, like, what was it like over there?
It
Well,
was,
you can go first if you want. Yeah.
well, it actually, interestingly, it wasn't as bad as it is in Australia, which is, to me, was very strange. It is catching up. The fear is catching up everywhere, but they have we didn't find it as crazy or as panicked as we found in Australia, which to us was very strange because that's like a 1.3 billion people. The virus can spread really fast there. So it's just a way of thinking. It's just about mindset. It's about how do you work your day. The day-to-day was a lot easier there than it is here.
Yeah. And it's really interesting because you guys just went to India and you were already dealing with, and it's great that you had this little mini vacation, if you will. I don't know how much of a vacation it was, but you had a little mini vacation, but you had just experienced all the fires too previously in Australia that you also had to deal with. So you were already in a, being exposed to constantly being thrown into emergencies and fires and floods and viruses. And so what is that as an opportunity for the market right now, Ahana?
So it's kind of very interesting because, how do you identify an opportunity? So when you start asking that question, what is the opportunity out here? How do I identify it? Really, what you need to do is follow the money. Follow the money, see where people are going with it. So now we already know that there are some top niches in the online marketplace. The research is there. If you just Google it, you're going to find this research. For example, in the wellness industry, there are all these sub niches like personal care, beauty, and anti-aging, healthy eating, nutrition, and weight loss, fitness and health, mind body industry, complementary medicine. So we know that these are doing very well. But then with the virus, we know that people at this time would be looking for that personal care, the nutrition, the health and wellness, those products and those services right now. So that's how you identify the gap. That's how you see the opportunity in the market. So that's the first thing. And then the next question for you would be, how do I then take advantage of it? So if you're an online business, you have the right, and you have the right foundation for an online business. It's actually quite easy to add additional streams of income or to change your business marketing strategy, add complementary products, services to your business. You also have to find the right methods that people would use in an emergency to sort of search for products or buy the products, or what kind of marketing would actually help in connecting you to them. So this, you can, once you have this understanding, you can really leverage and grow your business. So, the yoga studio that you were talking about, yes, we can take them online, right? We can bring them online and they will have this business. But where's the opportunity for them right now? In fact, they have an opportunity to expand, because the moment they go online, they no longer are going to get the local market. They're actually going to get the global market. So the opportunity is right there. So it's about identifying that little switch, that little, how do I take this business online, and then where, follow the money, this is what's happening, how do I add that? So that takes strategy. So I know that many entrepreneurs will go, hey, how does that fit into what I really do? And that's where you have to get the experts around the world. They're all there to help you strategize. In fact, we do the strategy session all the time, and there's a free consultation on our webpage. And if people reach out through that, we'd be happy to discuss how to shift or bring these online strategies and expand your business right now.
I mean, really, this is an opportunity that everybody should take advantage. So what's the website where people can make an appointment with you for a strategy session?
Well, if they just go to our website at www.ahanalara.com, that's ahanalara.com, they should be able to find the free consultation button, and there's no cost to it, and you can just apply through that, and someone will reach out to you and set up a time for us to speak with you.
Yeah, I think this is really, really a creative time to look at things that you haven't looked at. Like, for instance, I belong to a community here, and we have a community newsletter, that there's 2,000 people that belong to this list. Okay. And because I live in a small community, and so about 2,000 people belong to this list. And the restaurants in the small community where I live, the local restaurants, they're experiencing some big time hardships because they had food ordered for the restaurant crowds. We're moving into our springtime tourist season where I live here, because we've got the flower fields and all that stuff. So bottom line is the restaurants are empty. And just now, as I was listening to you, I was thinking, wow, an idea for the restaurants would be, how do they expand? And actually is to offer to bring, make meals and deliver them to people.
Yeah.
That just came to me just now. I was like, wow, that would be an idea for these restaurants, because obviously they can't bring the people in, but you can make the meals and deliver them, because we have so many places already that are delivering meals. And especially we have a lot of seniors in this community. So this is something I'll recommend to the community. It was just an idea I just had listening to you. It just came. So, but these are the kind of ideas and things that we're talking about. Whatever, there is an opportunity for you, like you said it, Ahana, and that is to expand. And that's to expand and to make things better. So rather than looking at, okay, your life is falling apart, or acting out on the fear and living in panic, taking your body into a massive stress, which we know what stress does to the immune system, that is not the way to go. Like I was saying to a client this morning, do not offer yourself as a host for the virus, that your body is not the host. Your body will not host this, and cancel that out already. It's like, no, that's no, so these are the kind of things, that's the kind of you have to be adamant about this and stand up for, nope, I'm using this as an opportunity to
Yeah,
repurpose, to reposition, and to look at everything again. So
that's right.
yeah, well, why don't we take a break right now, and then when I'm sure you guys have some kind of gift that we can offer, that you're offering to the audience. I can't remember what it was, but what was it that you prepared to bring to the audience before we go to break?
I think the easiest way to come and check out, we've got some nice little resources. Just go to the ahanalara.com and just go /join us. On that one there, we do have a link to an e-magazine. Also, there's a nice little PDF there, and that'll help you with these 5 steps that we've talked about today. We'll make sure there's another link in there for it as well. So a lot of this information we've talked about today to give you like a kickstart, a nice little blueprint on how you can get online. This will give you all the tools that you need.
Yeah,
So that's ahanalara.com /join us.
that's great. I mean, and this is the beautiful thing, when you surround yourself with people that have already been doing this and that have already got a strong presence and a strong foundation, right away everything just clicks into place, and it's like it just clicks into place. And so you have this at your fingertips, and these are the resources that Daniel was talking about. So let's take a break, and we'll come right back, and then we'll go further. So we are back, and we're talking about the essentials of marketing and business building in this time of crisis. If there's an opportunity in the market, there's a way to grow your business. And why are so many people not aware of these strategies? One of the things that Ahana was saying during the break is that a lot of people will most likely feel like giving up, and we don't want to do that. We want to encourage you to not give up and to expand, and what is it, advance and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're talking about here today is to advance and conquer, to stand for that, and also talking about the essential strategies that you need to know what they are so that you can succeed, and you will succeed with the right attitude, with the right team, and the right strategies. There's no reason why you can't succeed now. So, Ahana, what are the essentials that the entrepreneurs need to be aware of now?
Well, there are several things we can talk about, that the entrepreneurs need to be aware of, especially, in context to what's happening in the world today. But I just want to focus on 5 areas because we can start there. And essentially, when you're trying to switch online, you have to know the fundamentals, and then you need to understand the marketplace. So this balance, you have to get this balance. So the first thing is, of course, you have to be aware of the forever changing online marketplace. You have to do some study in it. You have to, get some of that work on your, news feed, on your RSS feed, and try to study on it, because there is more competition, less visibility right now, but there are people who are getting right there in front of, other people, and getting the attention. So you need to know what's happening in the marketplace and how some of these people are doing so well within this online marketplace. So that awareness is key. And then once you've got that awareness, then you start looking at your own business and set the fundamentals right. I mean, Kornelia, we have talked about the fundamentals of online business in so many of our past episodes. Please go and take a look at those episodes. They are the fundamentals of an online business. You have to have them. And so things like branding and authority is key. People have to know, your audience has to know who you are before they can trust you and buy from you. So branding and authority is key. How do you build that? You also have to give them high value and the right value. So we've talked about content marketing in the past episodes. So how do you put it all together? So those fundamentals you've got to know. Once you've got your branding fundamentals, your positioning in the market, how do you build authority? How do you build visibility? How do you build influence? Then you have to start thinking about loyalty. So that's the third thing. Loyalty comes in form of community, which could be your email list, it could be your a Facebook group, it could be a social media page. But loyalty just means people, they love what you do, they love the value you give, and they are following you. So if you go onto your Facebook profile and see how many followers you have, those people are just following you. They're not your friends, but they're just following you because they love what you share. The same thing happens over all the other social media. So these people are following you, looking at your work, and then these followers, how do you attract the qualified ones back into your list? So understanding traffic for attracting customers and converting sales, if you learn this process that is so important right now, is the process of social retail. And social retail disrupts all the other kinds of online marketing because it bridges social media marketing with direct online sales. So this concept you have to learn at this time and bring it into your business. There's a lot happening in this area. So you have to be aware of that and bring it into your business. And finally, once you've done your foundation and you've understood social retail and you're actually implementing those strategies, then you can think of, how do I grow? And basically growth right now, and it's part of the Rise and Be Rich. Again, we've covered this in the previous podcast, is all about joint ventures and collaborations and being aware of the strategies as well as the infrastructure that you will need to set into your business to get this done. So these 5 areas, if you focus on the fundamentals, the awareness of the market, the fundamentals, which is brand and authority, loyalty, your list, and traffic, and then scaling strategies, which is growing together in a joint venture and collaborative manner.
Yeah,
So
those are some really great strategies and points. You've really done your research in all of this, because this is how you do your own online business, and you coach many other entrepreneurs with your success strategies. And so these are essential. And you also said, go back to some of the other shows that we've done, podcasts that we've done, because a lot of the essentials were shared there. So anybody right now that's an entrepreneur and you're looking at revising and getting your business online, or strengthening your business, expanding your business, this is really worth your time doing. So there's a couple words that I want to talk about, pull out. I heard you say social retail, but we're going to go into that in just a little bit. But first, I want to ask Daniel, can you explain the challenge with the online marketplace right now and the lack of visibility?
Yeah, let's break it down then. Visibility has really 3 things. And number 1 is, can they find you online? That has to be the obvious one. And number 2, if they can find you, do they get high value? Do they see enough value when they first see you to stay with you and read your content? Then why is somebody going to stay on your website, read more, go to your landing pages, and are you giving something to them that's worth their attention? And the third one has to be value. Do they find value? Do they not just, will they convert to your social pages, your email list, allow you to send them resources, information, and offer, so they become your community, they become your followers? It's only at this stage will they easily start working with you or buying your products or services over and over again. And that's the biggest thing right now. We've talked about this fear virus. These 3 things really need to be important to everyone right now. If you're not visible and people can't see what you're doing, you're not going to be able to stand out from the crowd. And obviously, you're going to be missing out on potential sales.
Yeah. So definitely visibility is a huge, huge factor. And like looking at things, what's working, what's not working, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just what I do want to add on there is, however, the most entrepreneurs, when they can get past this, that's still the number 1 challenge that they have, because they can see it right in front of them. So when you are in an online business or starting an online business, you have to start with, how will somebody find you? What are the strategies that you can use to be visible everywhere on all the social channels, and start being an expert in your niche. And once that happens, and once you start mastering driving traffic to your website and landing pages, and then you've started attracting qualified leads to your website, then the community and everything builds up, and you can bring them into your social media pages as well.
Yeah. Excellent points. Excellent points. Thanks for sharing that, Daniel. So now I really want to talk to you, Ahana, and ask you about what exactly is social retail and how is it transforming the market? Social retail.
Social retail, yes. So, well, not too long ago, shopping meant, us going into a store, we choose a product or a service, and then we, take out our credit card and we purchase it on the spot. And when online retail hit the mainstream, it actually caused this massive shift in the way people shop, because now you can buy almost anything without leaving your home. More importantly, you can compare and contrast. Okay, we can look at all these prices, we can make it a little table of it, and then you choose one vendor over another for various reasons, not just price reasons, but as Daniel was mentioning, how visible are you? Do they trust you? So you make your decisions based on that, and you can do that right on your smartphone. So whether it's fresh groceries or you want to buy a car, whether you want to find a therapist or a coach to give you advice, or you want to buy health products, or you want to buy stationeries, it can all be done online and delivered to your doorstep. So the switch to e-commerce created this explosive growth, as we mentioned, for many businesses. However, a lot of other businesses, it was their downfall. And the reason for that was that some businesses never prepared. As I mentioned, they never prepared for this changing marketplace. So the place where they didn't prepare was the fulfillment and the technical demands of this new way of marketing and selling the products and services online. So what happened was there's this online retail shift was one part of it. The other part of it is actually the power of social media, which is the power of people and the power of referrals. So if you think about it, one bad review can crush your business online, and one well-placed endorsement can help you massively with your sales. So social media, along with online retail, when they come together, that forms the social retail. And that is what is influencing the customers to purchase one product over another, one service over the other, and which direction that they're going to go. So understanding, not just, people are very invested in social media marketing, and then they're trying to figure out, how do I do an online business? But when you put these concepts together, that's where social retail is, and that's what's important for us to understand, because that's how people are thinking and buying. They get influenced by the social media, and then they're going and buying through the online retail channels. So that's social retail for you. So do you want me to talk a little bit about the opportunity within social retail? Because I think that would be something that I can share that people can use right now.
Yeah, I do. But I want to make a comment before you go there. And, what do we do about all the seniors that don't have computers? Because the reason why I'm saying is that I'm thinking about, my parents, and they're not really online shoppers, right?
Yeah.
So, but recently, my mom was looking for a product, and she went to the store and they didn't have it. And I said, "Oh, let me check for you online, right?" Because, and then boom, I found it online, and boom, it was at her house. 3 days, delivered, and boom, she had it. Yeah. And I told her, it's so easy for me to live this way because I've been living this way for so long. I do everything online. And so it's those, our senior community that's having a time with all of it. But what is this? It offers a business for somebody really that could put together a business to go around and start taking orders and helping people. You know what I mean?
There's loads of bridges. Like, my dad, he's in his 80s, and he doesn't really know how to work on the online portals, but he knows how to use his phone. And so he will call somebody to actually give him the list, and that person feeds it online. It is just, it's beautiful. He will call the shop owner and he'll go, "I want this, 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 and this, and this." And he just goes into and actually places the order for him online. So it's, there are many ways around it. You just have to get a little bit creative. And that's what I'm saying, that the opportunity is, you've got to understand that these structures are always is already there. And it is so, a lot of businesses asking, how do I incorporate this? Well, these structures are already there. In fact, there are structures that you can literally pull in. It's like plug and play. You take it, you take the systems. When I talk about structures, I'm talking about technical, the funnels, the operations, the delivery, all of these structures. For a business owner, you can find these structures and you can plug into your business in as fast as 24 to 48 hours. You can go boom, you can get it, plug it in, and get it to start working for you. So as you are working with it and you're learning it, you actually can start earning through it as well. So that's one huge opportunity that's there in the market. The second is that along with these structures, there are so many products and services, affiliate products and services available to us. Like a store, if certain things are not moving, you can literally, because of this concept of online retail, you can literally get products from other stores that are working and sell it through your own online stores. So there's a massive, vast range of products, programs, and services that you can sell as an affiliate. In fact, when Daniel and I had first started our blog, I think it was in 2014 or something, and we sold for 6 to 8 months only affiliate products, and we started making profits within 30 days of launching that online business. So there's online business are very flexible, easy ways to do it. And along with the structure and the products and services available to you, there's the training as well, also available to you. There's so much training. So when you look at the market and it's all there, and all of this training also talks about bridges, talks about all these different target markets that you can reach and how. It's all there. You just have to plug it in. And we have a system that we implemented about 24 months back, and it completely changed our business. And we are again very happy to share it again with that link. If you just reach out to us, we'll share that system with you, because it completely changed the way we do business online.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, like the way we thought of it before, it's so hard to believe that
Yes.
we are now in March of 2020, and that our whole world has changed. I mean, we would never have thought this in January, that by March that we would be in this whole uh you know in this whole
Completely
thing
different
of
space, yeah.
what's taking place. We would have never thought that this was going to be the opportunities for us. But we've been, as a humanity, we've been wanting for a long time to simplify our life and to change our ways, and
Yeah.
to make things easier and better, to have newer ways of living and being. And now is the time that we're really going to be able to do that. And the universe, if we have a belief system that the universe is loving and kind, and that we can be loving and kind, and together we can create a most beautiful new world, a benevolent world that will support, that's a win-win, that will do no harm to each other, and that is a thriving and abundant universe, that is not just the rich is over here and the poor is over here, but that we can really thrive as a humanity. And this time for it is now. And it's when you look at the whole thing, you're going, wow, it's scary.
Yeah.
It is, but it's also exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah. We asked for it. We've been asking for change. We've been, wanting this transformation, and it's upon us. And something that you said it actually triggered a thought. One of the big things that we have to understand is to let go of the old. We have to let go of the old. They are not going to work for us. If something is not working, don't try to keep, struggling with it. Try to find things that are working, and that even goes for certain services are not working for me, or certain programs or products are not working for me. Don't sweat, why isn't it working? It's not working. It's not the market for it right now. So you have to, transformation also means letting go of the old, and then accepting the new that's coming in, and working with that new energy and the new way of living and being.
Well, you said a very important spiritual principle. It's the secret of the universe, and that is a spiritual principle. And Daniel, you're going to talk to us more about some of the other principles. But this principle that you just mentioned, the letting go, is the secret to it. It's living in the surrender and letting go and letting go and letting go of everything that's not working, and then creatively use your whatever comes next, your intuitive creation to build new and create new, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Daniel, why don't you talk to us more about some of the other principles that would be supporting us right now?
Han and I have covered the two most important points, which is visibility, driving traffic, and creating your marketplace via social retail. Now, there is these other three things that really connects the dots. So branding and positioning helps with your visibility, and then authority or influence building helps your potential customers gain trust in you. That attracts them to your website through your content marketing and provides that high value. That was all the things I covered in that previous section that we're talking about. You can convert them into your community. One, you can nurture them. You can use them to follow up in your community and online. Now, these are the most qualified leads that you're trying to bring forward, and these are the most probable that are going to buy from you at some point. Now, finally, you need to scale, and to do that, you need the help of peers in your marketplace, and you can do that through JVs and collaborations. And if you want to have a look at the 5-part strategy that we have mentioned, look at that through our Rise and Be Rich course. It actually creates the fundamentals of a high growth and online business, and it connects, and you can send a masterclass for that. That was that one that we mentioned before. If you go to that ahanalara.com/join us, we've got the resources there. So I can go into that stuff in a lot more depth, and then people can see the 5-part strategy that they can implement.
Yeah, and in one of the previous podcast that we did, Kornelia, with you, we did mention the webinar masterclass. It actually is really powerful. It gives all these connecting dots as well as the fundamentals for them to watch. So if they use that link that Daniel's mentioning, we are happy to send out that masterclass again back to everyone.
Yeah. This really is the time to strengthen your business and rework, revamp, make the commitment to, use these principles, use all the resources that are there for us, and, not give up. That's the thing. So I'm just so grateful to you for bringing forth this amazing topic now for all the people that are out there and that are going to sit down and use your gifts and take advantage of the sessions that you're offering in your master class and the other strategies that you brought forth. So any closing words for our group?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, just to really just cover on what we're saying then, there's a lot of opportunities for people right now. The biggest thing they need to not get caught in is all the fear and everything which is happening. And, yes, things are always going to sit there and change in business and in life and everything else. But I think at the end of the day, we have a choice. We have a choice to actually sit there and, conquer what's happening in front of us, or, getting caught and accepting defeat. So I think now is the most important time to embrace change for people that haven't done it already, and just understand that things will always happen in life around us. And we just need to make sure that we always go forward. And for everyone else that does want to see more resources and masterclasses and that e-magazine that I talked about, just make sure you check us out at ahanalara.com/join us. And we'll give you that, it's like about 30 minutes, lots of slides, lots of information. So I know a lot of people listen to this on a podcast. So if you do want to sit down and see all this stuff in detail, you'll be able to sit there and snap pictures on your phone or take screenshots. You'll be able to implement all the stuff we've talked about today.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, even though you guys just got back from India and you quickly put everything together to come on to this podcast radio for our beloved audience so that you guys can have the tools that you need in order to, thrive in your business. Thank you, everyone. See you again next time. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.